Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you some of our enrichment programs we have in our morning basket, and I will be back to let you know what they are. Welcome back, everyone. Before we get started, I do want to mention my beautiful pumpkins that are all crocheted. Absolutely beautiful. I do have a purple gold and olive green mixed together. And these I purchased from Jody's Creative Corner. And she has her own page. You can find her there. And I will try to link her down below. She is so creative and absolutely does fantastic work. So I wanted to let you know that is where I got those. So they're absolutely beautiful. I love them, and I am excited. I have my fall stuff out because in 2 weeks from yesterday will be the first day of fall. So I get ready after Labor Day. I take my patriotic things down and I start adding in my fall items because to me, my decor, those fall is just my favorite season and I love having those. And I usually run those through November and then we change over in November for things for Christmas. So I am going to get started this morning. I am going to talk with you about some things that I got, and these are a Charlotte Mason item, and these are picture studies. I don't know if you are familiar with them or not, but we are going to study 2 different artists this year, and we wanted to pick them in the time period that we are in. We are doing American history, so we went with Van Gogh and Monet. And these pictures are absolutely gorgeous. We love to display them. We read, I'll show you exactly what comes with them. So you get your beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, let me put that down so you can see the whole thing. Absolutely beautiful paintings that Van Gogh did. And then you also get this Van Gogh book, and it tells you about him. And it gives you a little table of contents, picture study, how to use a picture study portfolio, and then the story of him, and then the different ones he has in here. And he goes through and he explains each one. And what we do is we pick one and we read first about him. And then what we'll do is we will take one of the photos, such as this. And let me find that one in my book really quick for you. Excuse me. This is a still life. It's a vase with 15 sunflowers. And we will read about that. And we can also go on YouTube, find more information, anything online about this picture. But it gives you a lot of great information just in here. And then what we do is we display this in our classroom. And like I said, they're absolutely beautiful. Everyone, here's Starry Night, and just the most beautiful pictures. And they're really, they're made with a really heavy, it almost feels like they're laminated, but they're absolutely beautiful. And you just go through and we discuss the different ones. We talk about the different artists, and we absolutely love these. We try to pick whatever we're doing in history, something that will go along with our time period. And then we have Monet, which is the same way. The same setup comes with the book for you to study, and all these beautiful pictures, which, like I said, we absolutely love. And it has, it gives you some information on the front, easy to use, short, convenient, flexible, and enriching. And each portfolio includes a personal portrait of the artist, a timeline to show where the artist fits in history, a living biography about the artist, 8 full-color works by the artist, step-by-step instructions for doing a picture study, helpful leading thoughts of giving a picture talk, and recommended books for additional learning. So we can add and enrich our program and our picture study portfolios by the books that they suggest. And that's what we do. So those are what we are doing for the artists that we have chosen. I did find these books, and I really like these. I think it's good for critical thinking, and I just purchased these, and I got these on Amazon, and I love them. Spot the Differences, and then Art Masterpiece Mysteries. And this is book 1 and book 2. And you go through, and it gives you 2 different pictures, and this is by Claude Monet, and it's going to ask you to find the differences and things that are different in here. And you really have to study them. Some are harder than others, some are easier, but you go through, and there's several different. This is by Leonardo da Vinci. So, and the Mona Lisa, you can go through and you have to spot differences in each one. And there are several differences, so it won't be like you're only choosing one. And it gives you information on the side of each one. So I really, really like these books. Spot the Difference. So like I said, I got 1 and 2. I do believe there are 3 or 4 books. I'm not certain, but I want to think 4. The next ones that we use is a Simply Charlotte Mason also, and it's called The Stuff They Left Behind. So this is understanding history through artifacts and agriculture and just all architecture. I'm sorry, through architecture, and just beautiful. Once again, these have the beautiful photos. It gives you information on the stuff they left behind. It gives you a worksheet that you can go through and read about each of the paintings, what they're talking about, where they're located, and just great information. And I just love, I mean, look at the work and beautiful woodworking in these. I don't know if you can see it there, but all of them are just so gorgeous. And you can gather such great information, and you're learning so many wonderful things. And I just really think this is such a great enrichment to your history, to your morning basket. And I picked early modern because of our time period. And then I picked modern times because that is what we will be doing for history. So both of these are fantastic. The next that we have for an enrichment is we do a music study. And this is by Simply Charlotte Mason also. It's Simply Charlotte Mason presents the music study with the masters by Sonia Schaefer. And this is Beethoven. So we chose him. And in here, it has a couple of his CDs. It also lists the information here, the tracks, all the dynamics, everything in here, all the information you would need. And then it comes also with a book that is going to give you information about him, how to listen and learn, how to apply this, when you could use this, when a great time is, how to use music studies with masters, a day in a life with Beethoven, just so much great information. So sometimes we will do more than one. Last year, however, we really enjoyed doing the one study. We watched a lot more videos on him, read different books, and just really enriched this program. So we are excited for Beethoven this year. Some of the books I picked up, and these I got at the thrift store. So these were $2.99, and I got them for half off. So this is Beethoven. And it just goes through, it gives you some interesting, fun facts. It's got some cartoony looking pictures, but the facts, and then it does have some beautiful paintings in here. But it gives you such wonderful information, getting to know the world's greatest composers. So that is one we got. Here is another one, Beethoven Lives Upstairs. Great book to add. Beautiful photos in here. Gives you some great information. And the illustrations are wonderful. Absolutely love them. So that's another great one we have. I also have this one. It calls Lives in the Musicians, Good Times and Bad Times, and What the Neighbors Thought. So it goes through several different ones. This one is talking about Beethoven here. So, and it has Bach, and it has different ones. But this starts, let me get to right here. Ludwig van Beethoven, and it talks about him, and it just goes through several. So if you want to focus on just the one that you're doing, that's perfectly fine. Here is another book that we have enjoyed, and this has Beethoven Symphony Number 3, and it's just wonderful, and it comes with a CD in the back. So just another great informational book, done in a really fun fashion for children, and it, is good through elementary through high school. Just great information to add. The last one I got is an Usborne book. It's Famous Composers. It goes through several. I do believe Beethoven is in here also, because I was glancing through each one of these and pulled them out for ones that we would want to utilize with the study that we are doing. So I know, yeah, right here he is. And it gives you some great information here, shows you a picture of him when he was younger and the years that he lived and where all he played, and a lot of information about him and his family. So another great book from Usborne. So that is the composer that we will be studying this year. We also have, excuse me, Simply Charlotte Mason presents Enjoy the Poems, and we are going to do Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. This just, and it's by, compiled by Ruth Smith with additional material by Sonia Schaefer, and it just has several different poems in here. And we are going to go through monthly, and we are going to pick a poem for each month, and then we are going to narrate the poem. We're going to, Ava will do an oral narration of these. Mason, we will read, and I do have a book that is for younger children that we will read a shorter version, and it's really wonderful. It goes through 4 different poets. This I'm going to add in is poetry for young people. It's American poetry. I thought this would be good since we're studying American history, and this goes through with several different ones in here, and they're very interesting, and they're different than the Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, but I really like this. I think it's such a great enrichment to that also. So just wonderful, and I thought this is good because of studying American history. That would be wonderful to have. And this is called Old Ironside, and it's just got great information on American history. So I was excited about that. I do have some nursery rhymes we're doing with Mason, who is a kindergartner. He is 5, so that he is memorizing, and we are working on him, and he's already has several of them memorized, and he does oral narration with his nursery rhymes and some other poetry. So that is what we're using for American poetry. The last things that, a couple books that I want to share with you, we love to sing hymns, and I love knowing the true story behind the hymns. So I picked this book, Kenneth W. Osbeck, and there's over 175,000 copies that went in print, and there's 101 more hymn stories. So they're inspired, they're true stories behind the hymns. And how this works is it has, and here's the table of contents, so it tells you if you're looking for any certain one that you want to do. And I also have by Simply Charlotte Mason, I do have her hymnal that we use also. The reason I chose this is because I wanted to add this in to know the story behind the song, because they have some amazing stories. One of my favorite one is from Be Still, or It Is Well With My Soul. Beautiful stories. So this gives you the prefix, and then it gives you the song, and then it tells you afterwards, it tells you the author, the composer, the tune, the scripture reference. It gives you the story behind the beautiful hymn that you will sing. And like I said, there's over 101 in here. You can, it's just amazing to know the stories behind the beautiful hymns that we sing at home, at church. It's just wonderful. So I really like this one. Another book, and once again, I'm going to mention Natasha over at Educational Roots, because she introduced me to this book, and did a video on this, and I think a flip through. Music Enrichments, and it's by Memorial Press. And it says, and as she said, and I absolutely agree with her, it says kindergarten through second grade. You can use this all the way through high school. It is talking about different, it talks about the author, it talks about teaching guides, and it starts with kindergarten. And we're going to talk about Beethoven. So it's going to talk about, in this symphony, the composer describes his joyful feeling as he arrives in the country and sees and hears the beauty around him. And then it's got questions. Which instrument did you hear? And then it gives you other things. Point out in the background, there are flutes. Important for the birds. Did you hear the birds singing? And then how do you feel when you hear and listen to this music? And, you know, does it make you happy? And it gives you one for each week. And I can go through, there's several Beethovens in here and pick them out. And there are several others, which I don't mind using. And it is wonderful. And I think it is such a great enrichment to our music and our hymns and our composers. So that is why I added it in. So I hope you've enjoyed this. We certainly enjoy our beautiful Charlotte Mason inspired picture studies. And we really like our composer and poetry studies. And then again, for our hymns and music enrichment. So it is a blessing to add these to your morning basket if you have not decided what you're adding, or if you would like to add more. These are great. If you have any questions about any of them, please leave it in the comment below. And if you like this, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing the next video. And may God richly bless you on this Wednesday. And thank you for sharing a portion of your day with me. Bye-bye.